Someone can only take you as deep as they've been. He said it in a roundabout way though. Yeah, that's just immature. Hello lovers of love and light, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Mamie. I'm a counselor, a coach and a Reiki practitioner. Please consider subscribing if you're new, and if you haven't done it yet, please help me grow so I can keep bringing these sorts of videos to you. Also guys, please remember to take care of yourself. These kinds of shows can be triggering. These are real people, real lives. You might find that you relate. It can bring up some stuff for you. If you have a way of taking care of yourself, please do that. And also remember that this is not a therapy session. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes. Take it with a grain of salt. This is an edited show. If you need professional help, please seek that. Let's continue watching Love is Blind.
Can't we just see it even now?
Yeah.
I feel like we're like not what each other would go for normally.
No.
I have a feeling he's bald. I don't know why.
I think so too.
But you know what? We're making all these assumptions and it can be completely wrong.
I know.
I wonder if that's just her jitters of committing to someone that she hasn't met, and she's just curious about how that person looks like. I think, yeah, that's only sort of natural. I think I probably would feel the same. I'm sure a lot of people would as well, even if you're not somebody who's big on physical looks. I think your mind will take you places and makes you wonder, what does this person really look like? So yeah, what if he's bald? What if he's okay, I'm not gonna say that.
I need to tell you something. This is really mad. I went to a medium about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
She said to me, you're gonna get married. And she went, person you're gonna marry, her name begins with a C.
That is so cute. I don't know why he shared that. It's not every day that you share that you've been to a medium. I mean, I live in this world of the occult, astrology, Reiki, energy healing and all that sort of stuff. And in my line of circles, in my circle of social circle, in my experience, it's kind of been taboo. You talk to people in the mainstream of life, you talk to them about Reiki or energy healing and that sort of stuff, they go like, what the heck is that? So I think it's quite bold of him to share that. I wonder if it's a true story. It seems like it is. I hope it is for him, because that's another way to connect with someone, to show them the things that you do behind closed doors. You know, when you go and see a medium, you don't share with everybody unless you're at a point where I think I'm at a point, for example, where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be afraid to be myself anymore. If I enjoy astrology and all the woo stuff, I'm going to do that freely, even though the world that we live in is not like that anymore. In this day and age, it's not something that we encourage really, unless it's got a mainstream flair to it. For example, in the course that I've done, the counseling training that I did, there is some mindfulness practice and theories, but it's more clinical and psychological than beliefs and philosophy about human nature and the universe and stars and energies. It's more just what the body does on a physiological level, but not really on an energetic level. It's very interesting how psychology wants to divorce itself from the energy and the vibration of the earth and how we connect with the earth as human beings. I don't claim to know all about energy, but I do know that there's a force within me and around me that I'm connected with. And I'm glad that, what's his name? Freddie dares to talk about going to a medium. Big questions. Anyway, so she goes on to just laugh about it and asks a question. So I'm curious why she did not ask a little bit more about his experience with going to a medium. It being edited, maybe that was lost in the edit. Who knows? Let's keep watching.
My brother's got Down syndrome, and if my brother needed, additional care, I would have to be there for him.
I'm planning to leave Jersey anyway.
Yeah.
I'm adopted. Always growing up, I was like, oh, like, never really bothered me. And then as I got later 20s, I was like, who am I?
All right, before we get into her story about being adopted and how she felt different, Freddie was talking about his brother who is got Down syndrome, and it sounds like, you know, she would be prepared to leave where she lives. It's a nice little moment here for them that takes them to a softer side, a warmer side, a more dense side. We need density. We need some substance, some sustenance. Light is all good as well, but you need to have a nice balance of light up in the air and all over the place, but also what grounds you, what puts you down to earth. For Freddie here, he's got his brother that he really cares about and would love to always be there to take care of him and protect him. And that's his density. I wonder what Catherine's is, and I think she's about to share it. But I also wonder how connected she is to that, how much of that density and being adopted has influenced and impacted the way she moves through life. And if it has, and has it done it in a positive way or in a negative way? But from what I've seen so far from her, she seems to be somebody who is kind of divorced from that density. And maybe it's too painful and she hasn't dealt with it yet. She may speak about it, but she hasn't connected with what it really means for her. And she hasn't taken it on and internalized it and then reframed it and turned it into something that she could use as power to move through life. Just because things happen to you, traumatic things happen to you, doesn't mean that you carry this with you and it forever drags you down. There needs to come a point where you take charge of these traumatic experiences in your life. Some people do it differently. Some people might do it as soon as a traumatic experience happens. They have the tools and they always... technical problems again, but we shall prevail. So yeah, going back to senses of self-worth, just because a traumatic event happens does not mean that it needs to debilitate you, but that can happen, that it can do that to some people and they divorce themselves from the painful parts. It's too much to look at, so they just push it down. It might come up in some sort of defense. They don't have awareness of that. Some people might have some awareness of that and they push it away, but they don't know how to communicate it in a healthy way. And that's how relationships get very toxic, because people are not dealing with the stuff that they have gone through or that they are carrying. So they sort of throw that and project that onto other people. You're not really actually fighting with the person, you're fighting with the shadow self, with the hidden painful parts of that person that have not been dealt with. Okay, let's keep watching.
Men always find me sensitive. I come with baggage because of the adoption. But if somebody understands this girl's adopted, that's why she thinks like that. And I can open up to them about it, which I haven't done before.
That tells me that she has shared with people that she's dated in the past that she is adopted, but she's carrying so much pain about it, you know, hence her breaking down, sharing this with Freddie. And also her being recorded and sharing this with the world, that can bring a lot of shame as well, because she's opening up on the public arena. So is she wanting somebody to carry that, to create space for her, to share her experience, to express the things that she may be thinking and feeling that she doesn't share with other people? I mean, I would say the best place to go is to therapy. You can learn ways and tools of how to express and share yourself. Firstly, you gain a sense of self-worth, right? And strength. She could learn that being adopted is not a painful, it doesn't have to be a painful baggage to carry, and therefore to throw at other people in a way that you want them to completely understand right away. That person does not have your experience, so they would never really understand how it is for you. Even if they were adopted themselves, they might connect with you in that sort of regard, but your experiences will still be completely different. So I think what she needs to be learning is how to share that with people in a way that she does not feel unsafe. She has to create some sort of barrier and protection around that and how she communicates it to other people. It sounds to me that she's kind of expecting others to be a therapist in a way. I could be wrong here, I don't know, but that's kind of like what I'm getting from her when she says I never got the chance to open up because people think that I'm adopted, so I come with baggage. I think she needs to look at that herself first. That way she can actually communicate with someone or share that with someone, and she'd be able to decipher whether or not this is a space for me to share that and I can be safe. And maybe she's just met not the right people. You know, maybe somebody like Freddie might be someone who would be open to helping her, holding space, not helping her because it's not his job, holding space for her to express all of the things that she feels around being adopted. But she needs to be careful that she does not throw all of that onto him, because that can pretty quickly become toxic and exhausting for Freddie, and he might develop whatever is in her that comes out. Or he might be secure enough to hold that space and help her, guide her towards working on those inner demons, if you want to call them, without him being pulled into that and creating this toxic environment.
I'm really enjoying speaking to you, finding out more about you. I'm proper feeling you.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a connection, like another connection. Yeah. But when I come out the pods with you, I feel so content.
I wonder if there was an edit there, because as soon as she talked about, you know, that she's never really opened up to other people about her being adopted, Freddie just went on to say, I'm really enjoyed talking to you. I wonder what else we missed. Did he say anything directly about the adoption, or is he just holding space for her and saying, this is a safe space for you, you can talk to me? You know, I really enjoy you talking to me and telling me stuff, and I love how I feel sharing about my experience in life, painful experiences in life, and yours are welcome too. This is a safe space for you. So he's saying that without actually saying that, which is great.
I'm saying, Kat, like, I'm not here to fool anybody. I'm not here for games. I'm here to meet somebody that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life.
This is why this is why I like it.
Oh, so what did you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, you did. What did you say then?
So that's the word. She feels content. That's great. I just hope for her that it's coming from a healthy place rather than from a place of I need him to fix me or fix my demons. He's holding space for my demons. I hope that it's coming from a content place within self first, that I'm actually recognizing that this person is one that I can actually be myself around, bring out all my demons without throwing them at him. I use throwing. What's a better word? Help me with a better word. But yeah, without projecting all of my stuff to him, I can express my pain and still feel content. So I wonder what that contentness is coming from. So ask yourself as well, if you're in a relationship or building something with someone, or, you know, in the beginning of things, what is that? What is that speaking to? Really question it, but also don't dwell on it. You know, live a little, enjoy life. But if you know you've got some issues, you have some awareness of that. This only works if you have awareness. I'm hoping that she has some awareness. And if she doesn't, then it's just going to be, I'm needing this person to be my mother, father, and everything under the sun. So be careful with that.
There's something about him. He puts a smile on my face. I don't know if I'm at the top of Ollie's list, but I think I am. If I'm not, then it's not funny.
Yeah, in her confessional, she said she, you know, enjoys Ollie's company and makes her feel good or whatever. But I wonder what is it? Is it the sexual side? Does she want to be picked? You know, because she's good looking and she knows that and she is living from that space? Or is she, yeah, which is it? Yeah, let's find out.
Confused between Demi and Kat. I'm so used to being in a bar and going, oh, she looks nice. And it's not that anymore. I'm trying to be like, who speaks to your real wants, needs and desires? I want true love that's going to be everlasting, and I think marriage is what encompasses that.
There's some awareness here for Ollie. He's aware that he's a looks guy. And he's come to Love is Blind knowing that. But he wants to explore a relationship with somebody where he can express his needs, wants and desires. But I would like for him to do that. I haven't really seen him go there. Even with Demi, I haven't really seen him being vulnerable. I think he's still caught between the two girls, and I don't know, maybe he's just waiting for it to feel right. It's the first few dates. So maybe he's just waiting for something for the other shoe to drop. For the girl to be vulnerable. I wonder if that's that. Some people tend to wait to suss out the place first and then, share.
Obviously, you're not on this experiment to mess around. So, you want to settle down, you're ready?
Yeah, of course. I'm genuinely at the stage now where I could be with my forever person. Like, if the next person's the right person, that's my last person.
I like that.
That's a very good question. I think she's trying to figure out where he is. I think she can sort of sense that, this relationship maybe is a bit sexual. So let me just get into the nitty-gritty of things. You want to settle down with someone, and he says, yeah, that's what I want. It's a good thing that she's asking. It shows that maybe her heart and mind are in the right place and working together well. So let's hope that she can keep that going. And he's saying, yeah, I hope that if the right person, the next person is the right person, then it's the right person. And that's what he said. He could have said it a little bit more, bit more dense. It sounds a bit sounds a bit air sign. No offense, all the air signs out there. I love them. I've lots of fire energy in my chart, but not air. I've got Aquarius rising, so yeah, I do have that. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I wish that he had gone a little bit deeper there and just explaining what brings him here and why he wants marriage, where he comes from in terms of the way he's been dating before and what really draws him in, speaking about those desires and those wants and needs he mentioned in his confessional. So it'd be good to see that play out in the actual communication of that date.
Where'd you go out when you were out in London?
I was at Ivy Asia, literally for my birthday.
Oh, you're one of them ones.
And then we ended up in Cirque. What?
I go to those clubs all the time, but they are mad pretentious.
I rolled my eyes because he asked that question right after she asked, are you looking for marriage? Are you here? Are you serious? And he says yes. And then he's not expanding on that. First thing that comes out of his mouth is, where do you go when you go out? Ollie, seriously, what? You just said you want something real. Can we stay with that line of conversation? Please read the room, unless they edited it somehow. But yeah, and they're trying to portray him a certain way. I don't know why he would be asking that. I think why would he be asking that? Maybe he is feeling that sexual energy. I think that's what he's going to say now. And he's trying to decipher whether or not I don't think he is connected with himself enough to get deeper and get softer and more vulnerable without the girl being vulnerable. I think he needs a mom to guide him through his emotions. So, yeah, girl, run, honestly. What's he waiting for? If you want marriage, then speak about that. If you want that connection that's beyond the sexual vibe, speak about that because you found that within yourself. You're here because you're wanting to be vulnerable. But if you're going to be talking to somebody in the parts that you're trying to marry or trying to find out whether you want to, you can't be asking about where you're going to be, where you hang out. Yeah, of course you can. But also you can't. You have to go a little bit deeper, Ollie. I'm annoyed with these people. So if you're also getting annoyed, I'm not the only one. If this is triggering you, because it is. It's triggering me because I really want people to be healthier, but I know realistically that people sometimes are not. People can just be floating in the air and avoiding stuff that's making them unhealthy. So, yeah, you need therapy or you need some sort of self-work. It doesn't always have to be therapy. You could do other self-development work. There's groups that you can join. There is online stuff that you could do on your own to really understand yourself. When you get triggered by things, when you get defensive, what's that about? You could do your own self-work, but always seek a professional if you are struggling. So to find a way. Anyway, Let's keep watching.
My real thing with you, from early, I was thinking, is this almost more just like a sexual vibe? Because I feel like the vibe was there strong from early. Is that just almost like lust without actually seeing each other? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think he needs to be asking himself that question, and it actually sounds like he's asking himself, like, the sexual vibe here. Is this girl really somebody that I want to connect with? I don't think he has those answers yet within himself. That's why he's looking to her to answer that. What does he expect her to say? Yeah, I really want you, and I'm here for marriage. I'm very serious, blah, 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 blah. I think maybe he's also feeling that she's not going to that depth. And so none of them are pulling each other into vulnerable space to speak about what brings them here on a deeper level. I think they're feeling that. It feels like they're at, what's that show called? Love is Blind? No. Love Island? They need to go to Love Island first before they come here. Yeah, so I think they're not pulling each other in. They're both quite surface at the moment. And it could be, just a fear of connecting with someone. But if you have that so much anxiety and fear to go to those depths in yourself, maybe they just haven't gone there. I think I saw a meme somewhere that said, my father only took me as far or as deep as he's been. So someone can only take you as deep as they've been. Imagine a traumatic, very horrible thing that's happened to you, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's war. You gain an understanding and compassion for people. It becomes easier for you to pull that out of people because you can connect with them. And that speaks to the empathy. When I say pull, I mean empathize and have compassion. This conversation could turn deep if they dared to, if they have had those experiences, painful experiences, and have dealt with them or reflected on them in some ways and gained compassion for themselves. They can dig down a little bit. They could go a few steps down to the basement. Yeah. But maybe it will happen for them. Maybe not them, but them with other people. Let's keep watching.
So I'm trying to get to new depths so I can break past that and be like, no, do we have things in common?
Yeah, I get that. I'm the same.
I wouldn't be offended if you said you still want to explore those connections to a degree, because I think it is still too early to completely rule anyone else out.
She seems disappointed about that. Who wouldn't be? I guess, rejection. It's not rejection, but what he's saying is factual. We're still with other people again, but it speaks to that connection. So maybe within that connection, it's a big rejection because they are a bit more surface level. But if they'd gone deeper, probably that will be a little bit difficult to separate. It's easy for him to just say, yeah, well, I've been talking to you for these couple of days, but we're still seeing other people. So let's take it easy, whatever, continue doing your thing. And I think, he just hasn't gone to those depths. They both haven't. And maybe he also just doesn't feel her, and doesn't feel like she's my girl to go deep with because of this sexual connection. I really want to rid myself of being attracted to women on a sexual level or physical level. So this is what I'm sensing with this woman. So I'm not going to go there with her. So maybe that's that. And he's within his right to decide that for himself. But at the same time, that could be seen as sort of stringing someone along. But at least he said it. He said it in a roundabout way, though. Starting off by saying, where do you go out? And then trying to catch her saying, I go to these places, and therefore passing judgment, and then using that as an excuse to say, I think there's only a sexual connection between us. We need to see if something else develops elsewhere. And that's just immature. But that speaks to the level where he is, because he's not able to empathize with the situation, with himself, with whatever experiences he's had in life. Or even if he hasn't had experiences, you can just have empathy for other people. And I'm not saying that he needs to bend himself for her and just give her what she wants. No, but what I'm saying is that he's not connected with himself, with parts of himself, and he's not differentiated enough to be compassionate in this dynamic. Same, I suppose, for her. They're kind of waiting for each other to do something.
I saw a house and it had this bright-sized garden, double garage. It's got, like, you know what I mean? All the things on paper that you want, but it just doesn't feel right to you. It doesn't feel like a home. You're not going to move in there, are you?
No.
And that's kind of where I feel like here's like, on paper, everything makes sense, but my heart is still being pulled in the other direction.
I wonder what feels like home for you, Ollie. What feels like home for you? Is that defined? As I've been saying, I don't think it is, because if it was, he would have been more gentler. He would have gone to that place where it feels like home in his date and see if she has that within herself as well. But he didn't. He made her feel judged. And if she was at a different level, she would know that right away and she would not be so hurt by it. That, you know, Ollie is at the level where he is. He's not able to go down into those spaces and tell me what home feels like for him so that I can connect with him at that level. But she's hurt because she's not able to go there herself. I don't think she's fully defined. She just feels like, well, you're rejecting me. He's not rejecting you. He's rejecting parts of himself that he has not connected with, that he doesn't know how to connect with, and he's maybe perhaps learning how to connect with. I'm going to stop here today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this review. I did say it's going to be in depth, so it is in depth. If you have not subscribed yet, guys, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really would like to grow my channel so I can keep making videos like this for you all. And also remember, this is not therapy. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself. I can't stress that enough. So thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Love and light to you. Mwah. Bye.